hesitate to give us a thumbs up, so share. Thanks for watching. Please take a look at the scripture. First, last time. Speaking of, Buddhism teaches the Brahmins, by using the method of chanting the Buddha's name, so you can know, where does one's own mother go after she passes away? Where does the spirit go? You can know. The greater and lesser vehicle of Buddhism. The methods are countless and boundless, so everyone can achieve the supreme path. Why doesn't the Buddha teach him? By using the method of Zen meditation. By using the method of keeping precepts. By using the method of reciting mantras. Why doesn't he teach these methods? Instead, he specifically teaches him the method of chanting the Buddha's name. The meaning behind this, we must understand. Any method, everyone can attain concentration. Everyone can hold a meeting, right? The overall principle of studying Buddhism is concentration and wisdom. This is something you definitely need to download. So there are countless methods. They are all methods for cultivating concentration and wisdom. They are all gateways to opening up wisdom. The teachings of Buddhism are quite different. The goal achieved is completely the same. But what about this? There is a difference, but chanting the Buddha's name is universal for all faculties. Only the method of chanting the Buddha's name. Universal roots fit all. Quick, stable, easy for top minds. And the achievements come quickly. It's stable and easy, so he teaches him this method, and indeed, it works quite well in our school of thought. He belongs to the highest category, a person of superior faculties, because he attained insight and concentration in just a day and night. In that state of concentration, he can personally witness the realm. The Buddha told him, I said to him, your mother has already been sent off. She ascended 3 days ago. He might not believe it. In that state of concentration, this realm manifests. Only then can he personally witness it. The Buddha told him, I said to him, your mother has already been sent off. She ascended 3 days ago. He might not believe it. It feels unstable. Buddha's words are true. I saw the plum blossom hand. Buddha's words seem true. This faith feels shaky. How did his mother reach heaven? It's not just Buddha's teachings. I discussed this yesterday. I personally went to hell and saw what they called a plum blossom hand. And how did his mother ascend to heaven? It definitely isn't just about the Buddha's teachings. I mentioned this to everyone yesterday. I've already mentioned it. It's because of his mother, Zheng Shengyuan, to make it himself, being courageous and diligent in a single day. We can say that the merit of internalizing samadhi is what his mother has achieved, ascended to heaven. If he himself can't be courageous and diligent, he won't be able to achieve this. Chanting the Buddha's name samadhi. The blessings his mother received aren't as great. The size of the blessings his mother received. He practices and holds onto it himself, putting in deep effort. Second brother. This ritual makes sense now. That's when it all makes sense and is reasonable and lawful. So in the past. Descendants. Soaring to great heights. His parents and grandparents were all rewarded by the court. Why did the court reward his dad? Parents, grandparents. We see this in history. Being granted an official title by the court. Even though his parents have passed away. The titles granted to his parents were equal to his own title. Why is that? He is a filial son, you know. His achievements are a result of his parents' upbringing. He does this to repay his parents' kindness. That's why he is so courageous and diligent. His parents and grandparents were all good influences on him for the right reasons. That's how it is. The court only suppresses. This is reasoning. Travel through any of the Buddha's realms. Travel through the vastness of the void and the Dharma realm. They are all acknowledged by all sentient beings. The truth we speak of, eternal and unchanging, right here. That's why we read this scripture. Only then do we understand how to perform the rites and what benefits come from them. It's like a sudden awakening. This is true, not false. The first chapter of the scripture is the fundamental text of our Mahayana Buddhism. I'm really talking about this, and I need to go into detail. But this time we're limited by time. We can only talk for 24 to 40 hours. And can't cover everything. In the future, we'll definitely find time to explain it in detail. This is the fundamental practice of our study. Absolutely. You can't just bluff your way through. Sitting upright. You see, the scripture we're looking at is about the Brahmin woman who reverently worships the Buddha and returns home for the sake of her mother. That one sentence is really important. Why is he able to follow the teachings? Why can he sit upright and meditate? This sitting and meditating is all about having a sincere heart, focusing wholeheartedly on the Buddha. You remember your mother, and that's what it means to generate the body-mind. You see, it aligns with the principles discussed in the Infinite Life Sutra. Generate the body-mind and focus wholeheartedly on your practice. Using this chrysanthemum meditation to freely gaze upon the Tathagata just for today. No sleep, no rest, We can see in the records of the Pure Land saints, Master Yinki from the Song dynasty, what biographies record on necessity of keeping precepts, creating a lot of negative karma, his greatest strength. He knows it himself. Creating evil will definitely lead to losing one's place in the future. Why does he still create karma even though he knows it's wrong? The habits are too strong. When faced with bad connections, he can't control himself. But he knows that being sent to hell in the future is terrifying. Thinking about this ancient castle, he got quite a fright. He asked his fellow practitioners for advice, and they gave him a book on rebirth. After reading it, he was really moved. Closing the door and chanting the Buddha's name. 3 days and nights. Not sleeping, not eating, not even drinking water. He chanted continuously for 3 days and nights, calling upon Amitabha Buddha. What the Amitabha Sutra says is that whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or even 7 days, if we see this, it's truly not fake. We chanted the Buddha's name for 7 days, 7 times 7 days, and still didn't see the Buddha. That's not in accordance with the Dharma. When you chant the Buddha's name, there are still delusions and mixed thoughts. So without any response, this chanting of the Buddha's name is done without a single mixed thought. It's like catering to this because terrifying subscription. Saving one's life is crucial, so there are no mixed thoughts at all. So, for those of moderate advancement, the Brahmin woman enlightened in just 1 day and night. Master Yinki achieved enlightenment in 3 days. With utmost sincerity. Chanting for a day and night leads to this is how chanting the Buddha's name feels. This leads to one's dedication to their work shouldn't be disturbed. Or perhaps one might see themselves by the sea of righteousness, where the waters are abundant with blessings, yet many evil beasts are close at hand. Flying over the sea, there are countless red bamboo structures, men and women, and thousands upon thousands of trees, all visible in the ocean, failed to be claimed by the evil beasts. Hollow beauty, the realm limited by concentration. He saw it. Seeing the image of this hell. I see so many people sleeping there. Now let's take a look at the next part of this scripture. And then I saw the yaksha. The yaksha is like a tortoise's eye in hell. Its form is beyond 1,000,000. Strange and bizarre shapes. Or perhaps holding on to more is also a way. Many legs, many throws. Knocking out teeth when going out. A sharp blade like a sword. This sharp blade like a sword refers to his teeth. The wind drives away the farthest when it shakes hands. There are just too many handshakes in this hell. They are all there eating the furthest away. This person obviously saw the yaksha driving the handshake robe, taking these social sinners to feed these handshakes. Not only are they grateful for their replication, taking these social sinners to feed these handshakes. Not only are they grateful for their replication. The layout. this layout is like a whipping, being dragged and thrown. He took a step forward to save him, and no one dared to look at his appearance for long. This dare not remains. They can't bear to look at it like this. My heart softened when I saw this. This is it. In our world, those who create property are all suffering in hell. Image. 10 Brahmin women entered, saw hell, samadhi power. As the 10 Brahmin women entered, they saw the phenomenon of hell, yet their hearts were heavy, unable to bear the tragedy. He saw the phenomenon of hell supported by the samadhi of chanting Buddha's name without fear. Even in hell, some care for him. I supported myself to see this phenomenon without fear, but Yang Mingchen couldn't bear to see this extremely tragic situation. Well, even in hell, there are people who come to take care of him. Bodhisattva, why are you here? In this realm, only 2 types of people can see it, those who suffer and endure, and bodhisattvas who come to enlighten. 2 types can see it, those suffering, and bodhisattvas who enlighten beings. You won't see it. Bodhisattvas enlighten beings in hell. He shared a true story from his works. Only these 2 types, apart from them, even if hell is right in front of you, you still won't be able to see it. So it's a waste of time. That's why he told me a story. This story is true. He wrote it in his works. The main character. Inside is Mr. Zhong Taiyang, who is his father-in-law. When Zhong Taiyang was alive, he once served as the judge for the Eastern Emperor. This judge. Well, in today's terms, it's like a Secretary General, a really high position, yeah. In China, Mei's role in provinces is under King Yama. He oversees several provinces, about 5 or 6 of them. This is on a large scale. His position is second only to King Yama. King Yama is like the emperor who governs the whole country, while he seems to be like a feudal lord managing a specific region. He's much greater than a god. He's a person who studies Buddhism. He's much greater than a god. He's a person who studies Buddhism. You know, the punishments in hell are really terrible. It's really brutal. It also has a compassionate heart. One day, it suggested to the Eastern Emperor, could we possibly abolish the punishment of the cauldron of iron in this realm? What is that iron pillar made of that burns? After it's heated red, they call the person suffering to report. This is extremely, extremely brutal. We're talking about inhumane punishments. I hope that the great land of East Asia can have a compassionate heart and abolish these most brutal punishments. Northeast land silent. They sent 2 little ghosts. They took Zhong Taiyang to actually see the execution ground. In the middle of it all, Zhong Taiyang followed the 2 little ghosts to have a look. It was quite a long walk, and the little ghost told him that they often come here but he can't see it. He suddenly realized something. In the Buddhist scriptures, it talks about the realm manifested by one's own karma. It's not King Yama's doing. You asked me, but there's no way to abolish it. It's your own karma that's manifesting. It's not King Yama's doing. You asked me if there's no way to abolish it. It's your own karma that's manifesting. This is when I understood the principle mentioned in the Buddhist scriptures. All these various realms and instruments of punishment, like the night demons lying on the tracks, are all manifestations of the bad karma we've created ourselves. Just like this. Body-shaped looks, thoughts create differences. Things have their pros and cons. Gradually, the countless differences are all created by our own thoughts and delusions flying around. Yeah. So, everything that the Buddha spoke about is true. All phenomena arise from the mind's thoughts. The three evil paths also arise from the heart. Why is that? It's because it's in the mind, isn't it? We understand this principle, and that's when we truly know. If you don't want to see the three evil paths, you must get rid of those evil thoughts in your heart. It's not just about speaking ill. You can't cultivate bad karma either. Even thoughts can't be allowed, you know. All realms, all phenomena arise from the mind's thoughts. All realms are the Dharma. It's the realm of the Dharma. There's not a single thing that doesn't come from the mind's thoughts. There's not a thing that doesn't come from the mind's thoughts. Found it. So Brahmin woman, you see, just as he started to recite the Buddha's name, he thought of his mother. This realm is where we go first. The 5 degrees of return come to welcome him. Technology. This is worship. They were very polite. To welcome him, I asked him. Now the Bodhisattva. Well done, that's praise. It's rare for a Bodhisattva to visit hell. But I don't know what brought you here. What cause and condition led you to this place? Please look at the following scripture. The 10 Brahmin women asked the king of ghosts, where is the moon at this time? 5 dimensions, roughly at this time, the great iron encircled mountain. The first layer of the sea is to the west. This is the realm he witnessed. Where is this big body mountain? The Buddha is at the Golden Mountain, are 4 great continents. So where exactly is Mount Meru? The ocean is within this water. Where is this layered mountain? In the heavy waters of the sea, the salty sea of the Golden Mountain. This ocean is here. The salty sea of the Golden Mountain. The ocean we see now is realized within this water. What the Buddha spoke of is not within the realm of us ordinary folks. I actually can't see it. Is there such a thing? Definitely there is. Why can't we see it? We haven't been able to break through the layers of space. If we have the skill of deep concentration, we could see the 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, and 6-dimensional spaces. Then the truths of these realities would surely be right in front of us. This region. This iron encircled mountain is to the west, where the heavy remains lie. The Brahmin woman saw it while in meditation. It's about analysis and advances in deep concentration. We know in China, during the Tang dynasty, Master Jizhi entered meditation while studying the Lotus Sutra. In the meditation, he saw Mount Lingju. He saw Shakyamuni Buddha still teaching the Lotus Sutra on Mount Lingju. He also heard a sentence while he was at the assembly. This is when, in deep meditation, it transcends time. Master Jizhi went to see Shakyamuni Buddha. It was around 1700. This is how he could return to the past. So there he is, sitting still and unmoving on Mount Tiantai. He was able to see the Linki mountain in India. It transcends space. So as long as there's deep concentration, the distinctions and attachments within that state disappear. So, can we break through time and space? So now, there are many practitioners. They all demonstrate this ability. This is something we can trust. The fire is to break through the door girl. Sincere and earnest, with courageous diligence, he attained the samadhi of chanting the Buddha's name. So he saw the realm of hell. Let's take another look at the scripture. The righteous woman asked, "Is it true that hell is within the heavens and the earth?" I used to often read and listen to the scriptures. I heard the Buddha say in the scriptures that there are hells crawling beneath the mountains and in the depths of the sea. When I asked him, "Is this true?" It's clear that even though I often listen and read the scriptures, I still believe in what the Buddha says. I asked him, "Is this a fact?" It's evident that, even though I often listen and read the scriptures, I still believe in what the Buddha says. There are still question marks. If there were no doubts, at this point, why bother asking? The king of ghosts, right? And then I realized, building confidence is so difficult. Buddha speaks in Mahayana scriptures, in the grand scripture, called the Avatamsaka Sutra. It's all happening again. Common folks, Confidence is hard to come by. Confidence is the mother of virtues. It roots the right path. The root of practicing the right path and holding onto the Dharma lies in confidence. Confidence, when truly established, is unshakable. When you achieve the fruits of practice, where's the need for the 3 miraculous realms? That's not necessary. So I repeatedly say, that confidence is, like dew on a blade of grass, just a fleeting moment of clarity. It's really easy to waver, huh? Just a little breeze blows. It leads to a loss. And what achievements are there? We often read a lot, We've seen countless examples, Ancient times about the Dharma and Buddhism. Disrespecting your parents. Reciting poetry while betraying the path. If any achievements end up in the realm of demons, their future achievements won't be on the path of the Buddha, but rather in the realm of demons, Do we believe getting rich is mentioned by the Buddha in the scriptures? There's nothing to hold on to, The right Dharma must start from honoring and caring for your parents.